What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today we are checking out a viewer's car. This is Saigi's 335d F31. So this is a pre-facelift F31 3 Series, and it has had a little remap with downpipes as well. So I'm really curious to find out what this feels like on the road. I'm not going to spend too much time walking around it. I mean, it's a 3 Series F30. We've seen a lot of them. We do have a little splitter down here for some extra aero. It's a dark gray car. Is it mineral gray, I think? Quite a nice color. Black grills. The pre-LCI had these round headlights, or roundish, and then the LCI got like a little stripe with it, a little extension. And then we have the M-Performance brakes on this car, which is very nice. Brake pedal feel is really good. We've got 19-inch wheels with rounded Bridgestone Potenza S001 tires. Quite nice. The spec is like you see a lot of these F30s, that gray suits the car. We do have a nice little rear spoiler as well, and then a nice double exhaust on one side, very under the radar. Of course, that is what this car was designed for. You know, you don't want to draw too much attention, but you do have quite a quick daily, which offers a really good platform to cover a lot of distance. Apparently these engines, so this is the N57 3-liter twin turbo straight 6 common rail diesel, apparently around 30 to 40,000 kilometers a year is the sweet spot for these engines. So they like to run, and well, this one has 227,000 kilometers, but it's still running really well. It's quite a nice engine, and we've got a little remap, as I said. So we've got downpipes and a chip tune and a gearbox tune, and that means that we have around 385 horsepower and 680 newton meters of torque, up from 313 horsepower and 630. So the torque and power, actually, well, mainly the torque, it was limited because of the high pressure fuel pump. It couldn't take any more than this, so they kind of brought it back to 385, 680 as like a safe power increase. But it runs really well now, so if you want to run more than this, you have to upgrade your fuel pump and some other things like chain and rod bearings, stuff like that. But for now, this is a safe tune and a little power increase that actually works, because we measured 0 to 100, for instance. Stock it does 4.8 seconds, and Martijn measured a 4.3. So that is a half a second increase or decrease, however you want to look at it, which, you know, that is proper quick. 4.3 seconds for a diesel 3 Series. Inside, yeah, it's a super basic spec. You've got black leather with the aluminium trim, some piano black as well. But I mean, it's still, I still quite like this generation 3 Series. I think it's a handsome interior. It works ergonomically, it's sound, you have everything you need. You've got, you know, one of the best iDrive systems that they ever made, I think. It's super simple, but it just works so well. And then beautiful analog speedo and rev counter in front of you. Just so beautiful, so normal and basic, and will be beautiful for the next 30 years instead of all those stupid digital displays that I'm already done with. There's just so much going on your display. I like this. This is nice and simple and clean. Really love that. We've got an M Sport steering wheel. It's actually the same steering wheel we have on our M4. ZF 8-speed, as I said, with an XHP transmission tune on it as well. One of the best gearboxes ever, and the XHP just takes it up to like a more modern level, I would say, which is nice. It's not super aggressive, the tune. So let's have a go and see what it's like, because, you know, in recent years there has been a war on diesel. Basically in the Netherlands you're absolutely insane if you buy a new diesel car nowadays, because in 5 years who knows if you'll be able to get rid of it. But there's something so satisfying about driving a fast diesel car. We've talked about this before. You don't have like the driver involvement of a fast petrol car, of course, because you don't have the sound, and you don't have that like crescendo of revs. You don't have anything to sort of chase. There's never really a high point or like a conclusion to your gear. It's like it's always just going. It just keeps going. It's like a locomotive, you know. The sound hardly changes in pitch, so it feels like it's just continuously putting out the same power every gear, and that is a very, very satisfying feeling. I feel like I really like that, especially since, you know, this has had a little tune and a downpipe or downpipes. It runs even more freely. I mean, it shifts at 4,500 RPM, full throttle. It has so much torque. It shifts up so early. It really is amazing to drive a fast diesel. I love it so much. Now, the F30s we've driven, I have to say, all felt kind of old, especially M3s. After like 100 or 120,000 kilometers, they started to feel a bit rattly and not that well put together. But I have to say that this feels really good. We don't hear any weird sounds. There's just quite a bit of tire and wind noise, but no like interior creaks. So I have to say this one is in pretty good condition. Okay, so let's do a launch control. As I said, 4.3 is the fastest we've done. That is 3,000 RPM. And we do leave a bit of black smoke behind because we have those downpipes. So that is, yeah, I don't know if I would have done that because it kind of cheapens the experience a little bit. But definitely, if you want to do more power than this, you need those downpipes. So that is something to take into consideration. But it is a quick car. It really is. It covers ground. And of course, you do still have cyclist. You do still have that 6-cylinder diesel sound. But I'm not sure if you're able to hear that on video. But there is definitely like a turbo whistle. Also because of those downpipes. Which is quite nice. It sounds a bit industrial always, like if you have a decat diesel. Like one of those old-timey factories in the 1930s, you know, those sounds. Yeah, I don't know if that's maybe weirdly specific, but that's what kind of makes me feel like. But yeah, it is a great combination, that N57. This is the twin turbo version. You also have like a single turbo version, which is the O version. And this is the T version with 2 turbos. And then you have the S version with 3 turbos, which is the engine in the M550D, for instance. So a lot of different versions of this engine, but it really works well with this gearbox. This 8-speed with XHP stage 2. Now the speedo only goes to 260, and we don't have a digital speedo, so we actually need a GPS speedo. So let me see if I can get that working. But the car will run past that 260 so easily. So we're actually at 260 already, and we're still accelerating quite aggressively. So this car will do 270, 280 easy, which is quite impressive for a 335d with a little tune on it. This is nice as well. That torque, it just pulls you through. Now we also measured the 100 to 200 performance, of course. Let me demonstrate what that looks like. And that is again that, oh, those brakes are starting to overheat already. That's not great. This is always a weird feeling in a diesel. If you floor it and if you try to extract everything from it, it tends to feel slower than it actually is. Especially if you just let the gearbox, be in drive and drive like in a daily setting. They always feel really torquey. But 100 to 200 and in 12 seconds, which is actually quite impressive. It is a very impressive car. I mean, you've got more torque than a G80 BMW M3 competition, so it really has some serious power. So Setin, thank you so much for taking to us. We really appreciate you bringing your cars to us always, and it is a pleasure to drive it. I mean, this is an amazing daily, and I'm going to miss these fast diesels so much in the future. It's a pleasure to drive. Thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video on the right or this playlist on the left. See you at the next one. Bye.